I mean, you want to be in a place where you want to win. That's the whole goal of why we do this. You want to hoist that Stanley Cup. This team has shown that they can do it. I'm lucky enough to now hopefully bring another piece in to help bring it back here. I think we put the most pressure on ourselves as hockey players. That's how we play the game. We want to win every single night. You want to win every battle. You want to win anything you can all the time.
Mitch Marner's words hit hard. His voice was calm, but his words were heavy. The Toronto Star broke his silence and described what he called the dark times before he left the Maple Leafs. His story wasn't about hockey anymore. It was about safety, pressure, and how fast a dream can turn into something else.
Mitch, welcome to Vegas.
Thank you.
You're officially a Golden Knight. How does that sound to you?
Yeah, amazing. It's a super, super exciting time for the Marner family. We're thrilled to be here and looking forward to starting this.
Mitch Marner's move to the Vegas Golden Knights marked one of the biggest trades of 2025. After 9 seasons with the Toronto Maple Leafs, he signed an 8-year contract worth $96 million. His arrival in Vegas followed years of constant attention and scrutiny in Toronto, where he became one of the team's most discussed stars. During his time there, he produced 741 points in 657 games and reached a career high of 102 points in his final season. But his departure was not just about hockey. In a series of preseason interviews with the Golden Knights, Marner said there were reasons far deeper than performance or contracts. He said there were moments in Toronto that went beyond criticism. He called them dark times. Marner revealed that after one of Toronto's playoff exits, his home address was leaked online. He said someone had shared it publicly with a message inviting people to come pay us a visit. It was the first moment, he explained, when he realized that his family might not be safe. Within hours, he arranged professional protection for his home. For 2 weeks, guards were stationed at his property. He said that during that period, he could not even walk his dog without worry. The threat of strangers showing up or messages turning into actions changed the way he lived. Marner clarified that not all fans were part of the problem. Many had shown kindness and support over the years, but the constant negativity, the social media messages, and the sense of being targeted weighed heavily. He explained that the pressure in Toronto was unlike anything he had experienced. The Maple Leafs' playoff struggles drew anger from sections of the fan base and media. He said every loss turned into a new cycle of backlash. Every headline carried blame. Every post online became another storm. He said some days it was hard to focus on hockey at all. When asked about how he feels now, Marner said things are different. His exact words were, "It feels a lot lighter in a way." He said that moving to Vegas allowed him to reset his mind and feel calm again. The change of scenery, new teammates, and new city gave him a sense of peace. At Golden Knights training camp, Marner quickly found chemistry with Jack Eichel and Ivan Barbashev. He earned an assist on Eichel's goal in a preseason game, showing flashes of the playmaking that made him one of the league's top forwards. Coaches paired Marner with Eichel to test a new offensive core for the upcoming season. He said he wants to bring his power play experience and creativity to the team. Marner explained that in Toronto, he said the last playoff run with Toronto, a Game 7 loss to the Florida Panthers, was especially painful. He described the series as non-enjoyable. He said that was the moment he realized he might not continue in Toronto. Marner said those experiences changed how he looked at fame and success. He learned that being a star in a city as hockey-focused as Toronto came with more than just attention. It meant living under a microscope. It meant that family and privacy could sometimes disappear. Marner's story has drawn mixed reactions. Some in Toronto's media have questioned his claims about the severity of the threats. Others have defended him, pointing to the broader pattern of harassment professional athletes face online. Marner's agent has said that at least one of the threats was confirmed and reported to police. The debate continues, but Marner's words stand firm. He said, "There were dark times, and I'm glad they're behind me." That sentence summed up both the past and the present. The Vegas locker room has welcomed him openly. Coaches have spoken about his attention to detail and quiet leadership. The tone around Marner has shifted from defense to confidence. For Marner, the new chapter is about rebuilding comfort and trust in the game he loves. The fear that once followed him in Toronto now gives way to freedom in Las Vegas. His play in preseason already shows glimpses of the same skill that made him a star, only this time without the shadows that trailed him before. The Golden Knights season begins with Marner on one of the team's top lines. His performance will be watched closely, but his words from preseason still echo. The story is no longer about leaving Toronto. It's about what he endured there and what he's rebuilding now.
It's a good question. I mean, you want to be in a place where you want to win. That's the whole goal of why we do this. You want to hoist that Stanley Cup. This team has shown that they can do it. I'm lucky enough to now hopefully bring another piece in to help bring it back here.
The silence broke with one message. Something big happened in hockey. Mitch Marner, a player who spent his whole NHL career with the Toronto Maple Leafs, said goodbye to the team.
I was so grateful to play there for 9 years. I said it at my end of the year interview there that I took a risky pick on a small kid from Toronto that, was forever grateful to be able to wear a Maple Leaf jersey and forever to be able to play in front of, some of the greats that ever wore that jersey. But just now as being a family man, a father, we thought our time was, ready to look somewhere else and find a new home and find a new place to grow our family. And like I said, I'm so grateful to be here and so happy to be a part of this team.
Just hours after the trade, he posted a powerful message online. Fans were shocked. He said something no one expected. This isn't just about hockey. It's about loyalty, dreams, and a very tough decision.
I think my whole mindset the whole time I was in Toronto was it was really tough to leave Toronto, to be honest. I didn't ever think it maybe come to that day.
Mitch Marner is no longer a Toronto Maple Leaf. The team traded him to the Vegas Golden Knights in a surprise deal. This happened on July 1st, 2025. On that same day, Marner went to Instagram. He wrote a message to all the fans in Toronto. His words were honest and sad. He said, "Leaving isn't easy." He also said, "This city is where I grew up, where I fell in love with hockey." Marner played 9 seasons with the Maple Leafs. He was born in Markham, Ontario, not far from Toronto. He was drafted by the team in the first round in 2015. Since then, he has scored 741 points in 657 games. That includes 221 goals and 520 assists. Last season, he played 81 games. He had a career-best 102 points. That came from 27 goals and 75 assists. But still, something was missing. Mitch Marner never won a Stanley Cup with Toronto. In his message to fans, he wrote, "When I was drafted, all I wanted was to help bring a Stanley Cup to Toronto. That was always the goal, and I came up short." His words were clear. He didn't make any excuses. He told the truth. He didn't reach the goal he cared about the most. He wanted to win for the city that raised him, and he couldn't do it.
You want to be in a place where you want to win. That's the whole goal of why we do this. You want to hoist that Stanley Cup. This team has shown that they can do it. I'm lucky enough to now hopefully bring another piece in to help bring it back here.
The Maple Leafs traded Marner to Vegas in a deal that included a new contract. The Golden Knights gave him an 8-year deal worth $96 million US. That means he will make $12 million every year until 2033. In return, Toronto got forward Nicholas Roy. Roy had 31 points last season in 71 games. The Leafs also made a big move after the trade. They gave forward Matthew Knies a 6-year deal. That contract is worth $46.5 million. These moves show that the Leafs are changing. They are building something new. Brad Treliving is the general manager of the Maple Leafs. He has made many changes to the team. Letting Marner go is one of the biggest so far. The team now has more space in their budget. They can sign other players. They can try to make a fresh start. In Las Vegas, Marner will play with a strong team. The Golden Knights have already won a Stanley Cup. They have a good group of players. Adding Marner makes them even better. He is known for making great passes and scoring big goals. Now he gets to try again, this time in a new city. Marner's Instagram message didn't just thank fans. It also showed how much the team meant to him. He wrote, Wearing the maple leaf on my chest wasn't just about playing for a team, it was about representing my home. That line showed how personal this was for him. This wasn't just a job, it was a part of who he was. He also wrote, "Toronto will always be home." That tells us something very important. Even though he is leaving, he still loves the place he came from. He still cares about the fans who cheered for him for almost a decade. The news about the trade was shared by many trusted outlets, including Reuters and NHL.com. They reported that Marner's contract was one of the biggest this off-season. They also said that this trade could change the future of both teams. Vegas now has one of the best playmakers in the league. They paid a lot of money, but they believe Marner is worth it. Toronto, on the other hand, is now younger and faster. They may not be stronger yet, but they are building for the future. Fans had different reactions. Some were sad to see Marner go. Others felt it was time for a change. But no one can say Marner didn't give his best. He played hard for the Leafs for 9 straight seasons. He showed up in every way he could. In total, Mitch Marner played 657 games for Toronto. He had 221 goals and 520 assists. That makes 741 points. He also played in many playoff games, but the team never made it past the second round. Many fans hoped this would be the year. The team had good players like Austin Matthews and William Nylander, but they still couldn't get to the final. After another early playoff exit, the team decided it was time to make changes. The trade came quickly after the season ended. The Leafs didn't wait. They sent Marner to Vegas on July 1st. That's the first day of NHL free agency. It's when teams can sign new players. This wasn't just a regular trade, it was a sign and trade. That means Marner signed a new contract with Vegas right after being traded. The deal is for 8 years and worth $96 million. That number is big. Only a few players in the league make more. But Marner is still young. He is just 28 years old. He is in his prime. Vegas hopes he can help them win another Stanley Cup. Marner will join a team with stars like Jack Eichel and Mark Stone. They are already good. Now they are even better. Vegas fans are excited. They believe this trade makes them one of the top teams in the NHL. Meanwhile, in Toronto, things are different. The Leafs are trying to stay competitive, but they are also planning for the long term. They kept young players like Matthew Knies. They also have top talent in their system. The goal now is to rebuild. Fast, but smart. This trade is not just about one player. It's about two teams trying to win in different ways. Vegas wants to win now. Toronto is trying to win soon, but not right away. Marner's goodbye message was the final piece of the story. It showed his true feelings. He didn't hide anything. He told the fans what they needed to hear. He said thank you. He said sorry. And he said goodbye. The last part of his message read, "Toronto will always be home." That line stayed with fans. It reminded them that even when players leave, memories stay. Stats may fade, but feelings last longer. For 9 years, Mitch Marner was part of the Toronto Maple Leafs. Now, he is part of the Vegas Golden Knights. He left one team with no championship. He joins another that already has one, but the goal remains the same: win the Stanley Cup. As this season begins, all eyes will be on Marner. Can he help Vegas win again? Can Toronto move forward without him? Those answers will come with time. What we know now is simple. Mitch Marner spoke clearly. He said goodbye with respect and truth. He broke his silence, and in doing so, he shocked everyone. Something big is coming to hockey, and it's not just about one team. On July 1st, Connor McDavid will make a move no one saw coming. That move could change how the best players in the league get paid. It will break a rule that stars have followed for years. What happens next may change the NHL forever. Connor McDavid is one of the best hockey players in the world. He plays for the Edmonton Oilers. He has scored more than 100 points in many seasons. He has won the MVP award 3 times. He led the Oilers to the Stanley Cup final 2 years in a row. But on July 1st, the big story won't be about goals or assists. It will be about money, contracts, and something much bigger. McDavid signed his last contract in 2017. It was an 8-year deal worth $100 million. That means he has been making $12.5 million every year. This deal ends in 2026. But NHL rules say a player can start talking about a new contract 2 years before the old one ends. So on July 1st, 2025, McDavid will be allowed to sign a new deal. Most top players sign the longest deal possible. That's usually 8 years. It gives them more safety and helps the team plan for a long time. But this time, McDavid is expected to do something very different. Reporters say that McDavid might not want a long contract. Instead, he could ask for a shorter one, maybe just 4 years. Some people even say he could sign for only 2 or 3 years. This is something very few superstars have done. Why would McDavid want a short deal? The answer is the salary cap. The salary cap is the most money a team can spend on its players. This year, the cap is $88 million. Next year, it will go up to $97 million. In a few years, it might go even higher. If McDavid signs a short contract now, he can sign another one later when the cap is much bigger. That means he could make even more money. Other players have done this. Austin Matthews signed a 5-year deal in 2019. In 2023, he signed a 4-year deal. Leon Draisaitl just signed an 8-year deal for $112 million. But McDavid might want something shorter than all of them. Connor McDavid hasn't said much about his plans, but he did say this to NHL.com after the season. "I'm not in a rush to make any decision." He also said, "I need to do what's best for me and my family." These are clues that he is thinking very carefully. The Edmonton Oilers also know what's happening. Their new general manager, Stan Bowman, says he wants to keep McDavid. But McDavid said something important. He said, "If I feel that there's a good window to win here over and over again, then signing is no problem." That means he wants to be sure the team can keep winning. If McDavid signs a short deal, he will be a free agent again in 2029 or 2030. That means other teams will have a chance to try and sign him. Teams like the Maple Leafs, Panthers, Kings, and Flyers might all be watching. If McDavid becomes a free agent, they might try to get him. Experts are saying this could change how NHL contracts work. Sports writer Pierre LeBrun said, "There's a good chance McDavid will sign a shorter deal instead of an 8-year max one." ESPN's Greg Wyshynski said, "It's not just about money, it's about power and timing." Connor McDavid had another amazing season. In 2024 to 2025, he scored 100 points in 67 games. In the playoffs, he scored 33 points in 22 games. That was the most in the league. He was named playoff MVP, even though the Oilers lost in the finals. Because of his great numbers, McDavid is more valuable than ever. If he signs a short deal, he can sign again in a few years for a lot more money. Some people believe he could make over $18 million per year in his next deal. That would be the highest ever in NHL history. This kind of deal gives the player more power. Usually teams like long contracts, but short deals let players choose more often. They can pick better teams or wait for the salary cap to go up. That's why this is such a big deal. Right now, McDavid has a $12.5 million cap hit. If he signs again soon, that number could go way up. If he waits, it might go even higher. And that's why this decision is so important. It affects not just him, but the whole NHL. Some reporters say McDavid may take a deal with only 2 or 3 years. That would give him the chance to test the market again very soon. And if he wins a Stanley Cup in that time, he could leave Edmonton as a free agent and pick any team he wants. Connor McDavid's next contract could change everything. It might change how young players sign their first big deals. It might change how teams plan their future. And it might change how much money top stars can make. This is why so many people are watching July 1st. That's the day McDavid is allowed to start contract talks. If he signs a short deal, other players may copy him. That could mean big changes in the NHL's old contract system. And if McDavid does leave Edmonton in a few years, it could be one of the biggest moves in NHL history. Teams will spend a lot of money to get a player like him. But right now, the Oilers still have a chance to keep him. Whether he signs for 2 years, 4 years, or 8 years, McDavid is changing the game, not just on the ice, but at the contract table. He didn't need to say a lot. Just by thinking about a short deal, he has already made waves across the NHL. On July 1st, the hockey world will be watching because what Connor McDavid chooses to do next might change everything.